afternoon, sir. On behalf of Media and PR Cell of DMSIIT Delhi, I extend a very heartfelt gratitude for taking out your time in the middle of the week and for sharing so much knowledge you have gained through your experience in the industry. So, firstly, sir, we would like to know how was your experience interacting with the DMS crowd?
No, listen, it's always a pleasure to go back to alma mater, right? I mean, so you guys are a bunch of bright kids. You feel good about these interactions, and you always end up learning something new through the questions that you guys ask, right? It's always good to ponder over some of these questions and rethink the way we are conducting business. So absolutely, it's always a pleasure.
Right after pandemic, we see so many startups, especially in the healthcare sector, be it the drug delivery or be it the online consultation or even the healthcare products we see. So a lot of startups are coming up. So what's your opinion about these startups and what future do you see in them?
I think, see, listen, for any ecosystem to develop, uh, having these kind of startups which come up with new innovative ideas, with more agile execution, it's always a good thing, right? I mean, if you take an industry view, if you take an ecosystem view, having these startups is always a bonus from a development of this ecosystem. Now, the challenge that comes, especially in the healthcare space, because it is one very regulated, there are very few startups that are able to sustain themselves beyond a particular scale, right? So scalability is one of the biggest challenges. Now, obviously, there are a few which have gone past that scaling mode. They are probably our next unicorn, right? So and that's great. It takes the whole ecosystem forward. But the biggest challenge is scalability. One, because of regulation, and second, also because overall, because ultimately this is all affecting patient life. The adoption becomes a little bit of a challenge because every HCP, every patient is very conservative in their approach when while it comes to adopting a particular or new technology, right? I mean, you won't hesitate ordering food from a particular startup. Worst case, you won't like it and you'll be fine. But if you want to order drugs for delivery, and especially if they are cold chain drugs, you'll hesitate, right? I mean, you'll think twice that has the cold chain been broken before I go consume those drugs, right? So it's a little bit of a difference, especially given the healthcare environment. But overall, I think I see a lot of positive movement in the way these startups are fundamentally changing the way healthcare is delivered, not just on the delivery side, but on the drugs and pharma side and across the overall value chain.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And secondly, I wanted to know what are some of the few basic do's and don'ts we need to follow when we are a part of omnichannel marketing?
Well, first of all, your basic infrastructure needs to be in place. A lot of companies make mistake of following and jumping into omnichannel marketing without thinking about what is their content. They have, and I think some of your team, your batchmates ask questions. Data analytics. Do you have the right way to measure? Right? How do you make sure that consistency of messaging that you have on different channels? How does it come together? Right? Do you have a process to create a content deliverable? So those are some of the basic things that anybody needs to think about before they jump into omnichannel marketing. But it's easy to spend money on different channels. But that helps to integrate have the right infrastructure, you get the results that you'll expect from an omnichannel marketing campaign, if you will.
Yes, sir. So the last question I have is, sir, among the DMS crowd or even outside currently in the industry, those who are aspiring to be the managers, we see a lot of techies who are aspiring to be, who are aspiring to foray into marketing. So what suggestions do you give them about how they can foray easily into marketing?
Listen, there is no, I don't know, there is one answer or there is one secret sauce to be a marketer. I mean, today you have so many resources at your disposal that you can, I mean, there are a lot of people that I work with who are self-taught marketers, right? I mean, after DMS, I went into finance. I spent the first 7 or 8 years of my career with GE in finance, right? With no exposure to marketing, right? And then through my career, I learned what marketing is. And that's how I got to where I am. So listen, it's just the curiosity of your mind that's going to get you there. And fortunately, there are too many assets that are available. There are too many channels that are available for you to realize your dream. And the best part is that this field and industry is changing so fast that 20 years of experience doesn't matter anymore, because what people are talking about are things that have been evolving over the last 5 years, right? So number of years of experience in marketing, or for that matter, any other field, is not relevant to some extent anymore. It's how relevant you are, how well versed you are with what's going on today, which hopefully will define your future in the field.
Yes. Thank you so much for this interaction, and we look forward for more such interactions as well in the future.
Absolutely. Best of luck. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.